Hey Taurus, welcome to my channel. This is Venus Baby Tarot, and today I'm just going to give you your current situation reading, and let's just see what Spirit has in store for you. So before we get started, if you are interested in a personal session, my scheduler is in the description box below and you can book on that link. Also, I am going live on Instagram for $20 readings on Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday of this week at around 8 p.m. Central Time. Okay, and that's US. So, all right, let's go ahead and see, Taurus, what's in store for you. What messages does Spirit have for you for your highest good today? Oh no, you got complacency. Well, let's just go ahead and see where that goes, Taurus. And then you have Destiny. Destiny is at your door, knocking. Look, you have Instinct on the bottom of the deck, so this is obviously about trusting your instinct. All right, let's get one of these for Taurus. You got the Dragon. Oh gosh, look at that. The eye of the dragon is so gorgeous. Like, I love it. I love it. I love it. All right, and then let's get you one of these. You have Air Element. It says philosophy, discrimination, empathy. I'm going to get one more. Oh my. Lovers, erotica. Interesting. I'm going to kind of put that one to the side though. I did put stickers over there. You know, they're parts, but you know, we'll address that one later. Okay, and then let's go ahead and get your tarot out on the table. Actually, it's just so much faster to do it this way. It really is. Let's just get it all out there. I'm hearing, what are you waiting for? What are you waiting for? What are you waiting for, Taurus? Hermit, 3 of Wands, 9 of Wands, Queen of Wands, 5 of Wands, the Magician, Ace of Cups, Strength, 6 of Wands, the World card, Ace of Pentacles, the Temperance card, Wheel of Fortune, 8 of Wands, and the Judgment card. Gorgeous, with the King of Wands on the bottom of the deck. Okay, Taurus. So the dragon here can be about seeing your true self. You know, the dragon is a magical being. So the dragon is going to see things from a lens that we as humans cannot see. I'll just go ahead and put this one here. Now for some of you, because I do have stickers covering it, so it's fine. And it keeps it even, which I like. Anyway, so it can be, I feel a little bit, because I looked over at this Lover's card and I felt the need to pull it over. It can also be like seeing your true self in terms of relationships, you know, and I think we've talked a little bit about this. It may have been on my other channel. Oh, and by the way, I forgot to mention, so I am doing all 12 signs now, and over at Venusian Phoenix Tarot. So go check it out if you want to see your Taurus reading for the month. And I did one over here too if you want to see the monthly reading. But anyway, so it can be about like seeing your true self. You know how, like, okay, whenever you're dealing with like solar plexus energy, which the dragon kind of rules the solar plexus, you know, and you're dealing with blockages in that area, and you're with a person, they may see you through their eyes and they think you're so magical, they think you're so wonderful, you're so like beautiful, handsome, whatever. But if you have a blockage in your solar plexus, you do not see what they see at all. And it can be about that for some of you because of this card. Look, I'm looking here at this sun, or this glow. Yeah, the solar plexus glowing behind these two individuals. And I feel like right here with the way that they're looking at each other, I feel like they see each other. They really see like how truly beautiful they are. And so if you're in a relationship, or, you know, a one and one is coming in, or if one is coming in, I'm sorry, and you are feeling this a little insecurity, I guess you could say. You may not see in yourself what this person sees in you. And so this can be about like seeing yourself through the eyes of others and really trusting their vision even. You know, being able, like if somebody thinks that you are just so magnificent, or people around you, and it doesn't have to just be in a romantic setting, it can also be just in any area of your life. If people see the true beauty and magic in you, and they just think that you are just like you glow. And I've noticed that a lot with Tauruses, especially Tauruses who are in, you know, like a higher vibration. I find that they like glow. Like they can be very positive people, right? I'm a Taurus myself. I get told that a lot, you know, that I'm so full of life, but I wasn't always that way, you know, because I was in a lower vibration and I was very at low, you know, I had very low self-esteem. Okay. But I feel like, yeah, I feel like somebody around you or people around you, they really see your magnificence. And like I said, it could be in relationships, could be in any area of your life. But this is about you seeing that in yourself, right? Because I'm looking over here at this complacency card with the Hermit card. I think you've done a lot of going within. We've talked a lot about that. A lot of realizations that have been occurring for you, okay? That have been, you know, sort of nudging you to transform it, okay? And that's the other thing about the dragon. It's the power to transmute and transform with the fire of the dragon. And so you've been really called to transform a lot of these things or transmute these things. You know, the insecurities, the sadness, even the complacency, okay? And you know what I got for you was, what are you waiting for? What are you waiting for? This is the time. Like destiny is calling. And I've just been feeling this so much for Taurus. Like you have been really I don't even feel like just on the precipice anymore, because I feel like you've actually reached that point where you've started to take more steps in your life. But I also feel like there's still those little niggling, you know, like the little niggles that we get that kind of, you know, dig at us a little bit, you know, and that we've got to transmute and resolve. Okay. I think that those have just been kind of coming up for you, but I just get this sense that like it's not going to hold you back, or it hasn't been holding you back. These have just been things that you have been processing, okay? Because now you have the King of Wands on the bottom of the deck. King of Wands is an unstoppable force, especially because you have Strength card right here in the center of your reading. So, I mean, I've just been getting like you're unstoppable, because basically what's happening for you is, you know, these things are coming up, they're digging at you a little bit, and, you know, pushing you outside of your comfort zone, pushing you to make changes, pushing you to transmute. And I just get the sense that you're not taking the back seat. Like you're not deciding like, oh, I'll deal with this later, or I don't want to deal with this at all. Like you're actually dealing with this, okay? Because you do have the complacency, and you notice how it's like winter in this picture. So I actually feel like the first part of this year, you fell quite a bit into complacency, okay? But I'm also feeling like as we're, you know, approaching summertime in my region anyway, as we're approaching summertime, you've been getting more aligned to this call of destiny. And I've been saying this in my readings, that it's not just an idea that you're getting, you know, it's not just something that you've been inspired by in your life. Like it could be, like I said, in your career, in terms of relationships, in terms of, you know, your location, where you're at in life. And it can be at all kinds of different areas, but it's not just about ideas or inspirations that you've had. You have been feeling in your bones that you are called. You have been called, Taurus, you know, like it's something that you know that has to happen. Like it's got to, like you just know. You know what I mean? Like, okay, so for instance, I'll give you an example. So during 2020, I had run another business that basically wasn't conducive due to the pandemic at all. Like, it wasn't. I kind of sunk into this type of energy right here, and my mom had just passed away too. So, I mean, it was just a difficult time. But, I like went deep within. I was doing a lot of writing, a lot of just processing, right? And I suddenly felt called to start reading tarot. And I had been reading tarot for a long time, but I had not done it in a professional setting. And I felt called to do it. So I started my social media channels and I started to do it. And it was something that I knew in my bones, that I was supposed to do. Was I that great at it to begin with? No. Like, learning how to create content and stuff like that and read for large groups of people, it definitely took me a while. And that's what I'm talking about. Like, just the little like digs at my insecurities, they kept coming and I kept having to like overcome them, right? And at one point I did completely self-sabotage, but we're not going to go into that right now. But the reason why this is so relevant, and this could be for some of you, like you're feeling called to read tarot, or called to work in a healing profession, called to even, I feel like with this Hermit card, like called to impart some wisdom upon people. So it could even be in a teaching capacity as well, because you have the Magician here. So like you're feeling really called to gather the like wisdom and the knowledge that you have and to help others, in that capacity. Okay. But either way, like regardless of the area of your life, you have been feeling this calling, like it's just been nudging you. And yeah, you got the little, like I said, the little things that have been coming up. We've been talking about it, the self-doubt, stuff like that's been coming up. And I feel like before it may have triggered you into complacency, like, just not even taking action on it because of the fact that it was difficult. It was difficult to push through those things. But with the King of Wands here and the Magician here, I feel like that's a non-issue anymore. Okay. Now, I will say that there could be some areas, that you've been, that you got to do something. And I am a procrastinator. I'm a Taurus, and I think that Tauruses can definitely be procrastinators. So there can definitely be some things that you have been procrastinating. Sorry, I mix up my words sometimes. I'm so sorry. But anyway, it's my ADHD brain, I think. Sometimes my mouth moves so much faster than my brain, or my brain moves faster than my mouth, and it's a mess over here. But anyway, so yeah, anyway, so I feel like, what was I saying? Yeah, so I feel like there could be certain things that you've been complacent, you've been procrastinating on, not as a whole, because I feel like as a whole, you have been like pushing through and taking action steps in your life. But I feel like there are some things that you're just kind of needing to deal with, okay? Like, I'll give you another example. So I'm moving and I have to transfer over all my utilities and stuff like that. And I know I got to get it done, but I have so many other things I have to do, right? And so that's kind of an example. But anyway, and I always like use examples of myself because they come up. Like I wouldn't, like, if I think of it, I feel like it's relevant to the reading. So anyway, yeah, so with this Magician and the Ace of Pentacles in the recent past, this is the new path that you have decided upon. Like, you stopped weighing it out. You stopped, being in a point of confusion and trying, just not taking any action because you weren't sure what to do. I think that you finally started to move in that direction. You came out of your hermit mode. You established a sense of power, and you started to move forward on this new journey for yourself. You took action. this dragon eye, I feel like, is just a lot about transmuting any of those little things that surface. They always do. Every time we try something new, it surfaces for us. But anyway, so as we come up here in your present moment, you have the Three of Wands, the Ace of Cups with the Temperance card. Now, I will say here, like, if I'm looking at this very literally, there could be, you know, a message of affection that you have received from somebody that you were waiting for. And that this message, you know, brought some harmony between the two of you. Okay. But additionally, I feel like more, it's just about like what you had been hoping for in this time of complacency and this time of going within, not really taking a lot of action in your life, which is fine. We go through these periods, especially in winter, you know, and it's winter in that picture. Things that you had been wishing for or hoping for, waiting for in the winter time are coming in, right? Coming in. And I love how in this deck, the wands are keys. So something has been unlocked for you. A door has opened for you. Ace of Pentacles, Ace of Cups. All right. And this is something that I feel like you patiently awaited. Like you've patiently awaited this opportunity in your life, but it is here. It is here. And I think that, I mean, the Temperance card for me, I often see it as an angel. You know, an angel has blessed you in some way. It could be love right here. New love has come in for you. A new financial opportunity, if I'm looking at these cards very literally. But I also, for me, I kind of read more on a, like, what's going on with Taurus on like a soul level. That's kind of just how I read. Like, that's just who I am. I try not to look too much at the cards and how they feed into certain narratives so much. But that's me, okay? So when you're near future, you have the Nine of Wands, the Strength card, and the Wheel of Fortune. And what I love about this is because the Nine of Wands can speak of resiliency. And, you know, it can definitely speak of our wounds and things like that. But, you know, in the traditional Rider-Waite, that person, while being beat up and bruised from being at battle, still is getting up and going and is ready to, you know, push forward and try again, right? And so especially with the Strength card, I feel like there has been so much that you have been overcoming on an emotional, spiritual, mental, subconscious level. Things that I feel like you were not even fully aware was happening. For some of you, you were aware of this, or maybe a lot of you have been aware of these struggles, you know, these internal struggles. But I feel like there are things that you were not even aware that you were processing. Okay, like sometimes because our subconscious is just back there processing stuff, and we don't always know it. Okay, but I feel like, you know, it's taken a lot of strength for you to get back up, you know, and try again after being in hermit mode, after being in complacency. It's taken a lot of strength for you. But I mean, because the Wheel of Fortune is here, like the seasons are changing. Things are moving along very differently now. Like they are, and like literally coming from winter and spring, now moving into summer. Like seasons are changing. You are feeling different. Okay, and I've got to be honest with you, Taurus. Like, I feel like a little bit, based off of just the fact that I've been reading for you, I feel like your energy has shifted tremendously between when I was reading for you during the winter time and now. Because there is just this powerful energy that has risen. And I know I talk about the Phoenix a lot. And as an 8th house stellium, for me, with my Sun, Venus, and Chiron in the 8th house, like Phoenix energy is, I live it, right? I live that energy. But I have been seeing that so much with Taurus lately, like as a collective, you really stepping into that Phoenix energy. I'm surprised that the Phoenix didn't come out, but the dragon makes a lot of sense too for Taurus. And so I'm just seeing like night and day, like your energy is night and day between when I was reading for you in the winter and now. And it is gorgeous. Like, I mean, like the reading I did for you this week, I was like, gorgeous, it's gorgeous, it's gorgeous. Right? And so I feel like I'm seeing this incredible shift within you, especially because you've got the Judgment card on the table. So your opportunity, what you're focusing on in your life right now, is the Queen of Wands, the Six of Wands, and the Eight of Wands. Bro, like, what? Yeah. So, oh no, this is your opportunity. Sorry. So your opportunity in your life is being this amazing super attractor with this Queen of Wands, and things being very successful, things really starting to play out the way that you've wanted them to. It can also be about you attracting a lot of like attention, recognition, accolades, like, you know, being seen, being heard, being valued, like things that you had been complacent about. You started to take these steps, like make these strides in your life. You started to transmute so much inside of you. And now, like, all of this, I don't know, I'm hearing Rain on Me by Lady Gaga. I may not be dry, but at least I'm alive. Rain on me, something like that. And you know how at the beginning of the video, she starts out with like 10 swords in her back, right? I think it's 10, but it looks like the 10 of swords, right? And so that's kind of what I'm getting for you, is like you feel alive. Like no matter what happens, whether or not there's a storm, like you feel so alive is what I'm getting. And I've been seeing that too. I've been seeing a lot of feeling really alive. But so your opportunity, I feel like, is just to just keep at it. Like, honestly, I can't say anything else about the Eight of Wands. In the Six of Wands, because that's just very quick moving energy. Like, this is unexpectedly turning out a lot better than you thought it would, okay? Because I feel like in this period of time, like I said, in the winter, you may have been, you know, too worried about things not going the way that you hoped or planned. But with the Queen of Wands here, to me, she's the queen of transmutation. Like, that's what she does. You know, there's a lot of dark. I think that the Queen of Wands is like, you know, kind of like a witch, right? Like, you know, she has a lot of the shadow energy as well. She's got her black cat. But she manages to find a way to transmute it with her fire. The dragon, to transmute it with her fire. And like takes her bad experiences or her negative experiences or her negative mindsets, her shadows, etc., and she turns them into being a super attractor, and she just attracts like this success, this Eight of Wands energy. But especially when she's paired over here with the King of Wands, for me, this is also about, you know, you're taking the action as well. Like, you're not just attracting it to you. Now, for those of you who are here for more literal interpretations of the cards, I feel like the Queen of Wands and the King of Wands can definitely be a nice lover situation, lots of passion between you and another person. If you're already in a relationship, there could be an increase of passion that is coming in for you here in the near future, okay? And it could have a lot to do with your confidence boosting or their confidence boosting as well, okay? So I feel like here, like I said, your opportunity is massive, expansive, just explosive even. You know, the opportunity for greatness, the opportunity for success in your life, the opportunity for things working out, and closing the chapters of complacency, closing the chapters of blocking your destiny, closing the chapters of not seeing yourself for who you truly are and all of your magic. You know, I really get the sense that you are starting to see about yourself what other people have seen in you, but you just didn't see it, right? Like, you just didn't. You know, like, I'm getting like also, okay, so I'm getting like this message of like, for those of you who are still like in college, or I guess maybe even when you were, but you were very intelligent, you made really good grades, and people around you, like your professors, your schoolmates, like they could really see your brilliance, but you just had such unrealistic expectations for yourself, and because your expectations were so high of yourself, you did not see what they saw, and you thought that you were dumb. You know, you didn't see how quickly you caught on to things, or you didn't see how, you know, how easy it was for you to get through certain things. Or you also didn't see how you came through very challenging struggles. You could have had like learning disabilities, you know, like you know, ADHD or dyslexia or something like that, and you overcame those things. So you didn't see your brilliance because of maybe the challenges that you had to go through to get where you were, or you just had unrealistic expectations that were placed upon you by family members or otherwise. And so you started to carry those. I'm also getting this message of you being told you don't apply yourself enough, right? And so you just kept striving and kept striving and kept striving. And then you started to feel like what you were doing was never good enough, right? And so then you started to internalize and beat yourself down, and you started to feel like you were stupid. Okay, so that was a message for somebody, but you weren't. You weren't. I feel like people around you really did see your brilliance. This was just something that you were going through, right? But I am getting the sense that now you're starting to be more on fire for yourself. Okay, Taurus, and you're starting to see your capabilities and your brilliance and how you can overcome problems and how you can make things happen in your life. Right? Because I feel like you were processing a lot of those times in your life where you didn't feel so great about yourself. You've done a lot of processing of that stuff. And now I feel like you just have this unstoppable force just arising in you, and it's so magical. And I think that we're past the point of it being an unstoppable force. Like, this is something that I've seen with you already in the recent readings. I think more this is just about, like, you applied your energy towards your goal in your life. I just saw 222 on the clock. You finally, like, invested it. You aligned with this calling, or you are currently aligning with this calling. And things actually are really going to be quite successful for you in this area. Like, you're going to be, I feel like this is just amazingly feel-good energy right here in your opportunity. What you need to focus on is closing out this battle, you know, and it just keeps coming up. Like, I think that that's just what I've learned as I continue to try to align with certain areas of my own destiny. You know, there are things that will always surface. You know, it really just depends on your background, how much trauma you have. I'm not laughing at trauma I'm laughing at myself. Okay, but for real. So, you know, and I think that these things are always going to come up. It really comes down to your skill set and your ability to transmute that, and your ability to not allow those things to hold you back in life. You know, whatever those things that kind of, you know, they dig at you or they niggle at you, right? So, yeah, because look at the World card. It's like closing that chapter in your life, rising above. You know, the Judgment card comes after the World card in the tarot deck, I believe. No, wait. No. The Judgment card comes before the tarot deck. Anyway, oh my gosh, before the World card. What is wrong with me? I'm just mixing everything up. But anyway, so yeah, this is closing this chapter. Like, it's you've been really working hard at closing this chapter. And I'm looking over here, and these air balloons are really kind of giving me that Fool type of energy. Like, you're rising. You're getting higher and higher and higher. Your goals are not only realized, and you've already overcome the potential. Like, the potential is now in the past, because now you're starting to see things develop, okay? And they're going to be developing very quickly, okay? I feel. And I'm getting the sense too with this energy that you needed to just have a lot of empathy for yourself for where you were at in the winter time. Truly. Now, in terms of like a relationship, I'm also getting like there's been like I was saying in the beginning of the reading, there's been a true struggle in being able to connect with people. And this could be if you're already in a relationship or if you've been looking for one. There's been a challenge for you in being able to really truly connect with people because of things that you've been processing, things that you've been carrying around and that you've been working through, you know. And, you know, honestly, like I said, it's just been standing in your way. And we've been doing a lot of talking about that, like these things really standing in your way and you standing in the way of you moving towards opportunities in your life, and also standing in the way of you being able to truly connect with individuals. But I just get the sense that this chapter of your life is closing. You know, you're going to look back on this and think, wow, like everything is so different now. Everything is so different. Like the way that I perceive myself, the way that I perceive, you know, my ability to align with my destiny, the way that I move in the world, like everything is different. The way that I connect with others, like you're going to look back at this and be like, wow, I feel totally freaking different than I did during the winter time. And even I feel like the spring. You're just, there's a massive shift that's happening within you. And I really, or has happened within you. And I think it's because Jupiter has moved into Gemini and out of Taurus. And so whatever was happening for you at the beginning of this year, there was a lot of growth, a lot of expansion. And I really just feel like you totally feel like a different person. Totally feel like a different person. Now, I feel like a lot of you really do have like love coming in with this Ace of Cups. But I also feel like a lot of you have like a new opportunity financially coming in as well. But I mean, I feel like it may not even be like a new financial opportunity. It's just an expansion in the area of your life, or expansion in the career that you already have, or the area of your life that you have been hoping to evolve. Okay, you have the Life card. Where's the thing? The Life card. And it says, I turn my attention to my inner strength with stealth and diligence. In this darkness, I listen to the silence that speaks the words of the great mystery. I rediscover the benefits of concentration, consciousness, and contemplation. When I look into the darkness of the unknown, the jaguar guides me into the light on the other side. She tests me, giving me the strength to move fearlessly in the wilderness, reminding me that once I learn to walk quietly in the darkness, I will be able to find unbreakable peace on my path. That's what you have, unbreakable peace. Little by little, the mask and bonds are destroyed. My inner beast is integrated with courage. Life is reborn. That's what's going on here. Your whole life has been reborn. Today I surrender to uncertainty. This is the great challenge. The challenge is the uncertainty, right? That's why people stay in their comfort zones. That's why people stay complacent. It's because of the fear of the unknown. Like, what's going to happen? But the thing about you, Taurus, is that I don't even think that that's like an issue right now. Like, I don't feel like you're afraid of the unknown anymore. And I think that for a bull, because bulls love stability, right? Like we do, right? And I think that it's like the very thread of your being has changed. Because I don't think that you necessarily cling to stability the way that you once did. I really don't. And you know what? My favorite song is Jaguar by Shells. And in the song, she says, I'm a jaguar calling. I make a bad prisoner. I'm a bird free falling. I wasn't born just to please ya. And that's what I feel like has been occurring so much with Taurus, because I feel like you were trying to stay stable in your life, you know, and maybe even leaning into quite a bit of like people pleasing, like doing what you felt like you were supposed to do. And I remember I saw quite a bit of that for Taurus. We talked a lot about conditioning, but I don't see that anymore. I see more like, Taurus, you have really grabbed the reins on what you feel like your own destiny should look like. And now you're a bird free falling. Like you are just, you're taking off in your life. And I don't think that it's even just about like things that you've been putting your energy into that are taking off. I think that that's happening too. But I also feel like you're taking off. Like I said, I've been saying this over and over and over and over and over again. An unstoppable force. You're an unstoppable force. Your whole life is changing. Like the core of your being is changing, Taurus. Like it's just freaking magical. I have to be honest with you. And also I feel like this dragon energy has like really awakened. Like it's really awakened something in you. Like you sort of had like this trigger moment that occurred. It could be in like in relationships, in your career, just in yourself. But there was like a massive, like a massive awakening that occurred with you. Could have had to do with the Uranus and Jupiter conjunction as well. But there was definitely quite a big awakening that occurred within you at the first part of this year, or earlier, first half of this year, right? And like it really awoke in you this dragon, which helped you step into a more courageous side of yourself. One in which you, I mean, sincerely, Taurus, like you are just not, like you're not backing down anymore. And I just, like, I hate kind of repeating myself, but sometimes when the readings come out the same way, that's just how they're supposed to be. That's how they're supposed to be. Another thing that I want to say, too, is that, if, like I said, if I'm looking at the cards more literally, you know, there can definitely be like judgment card, like something returning to you, that there could have been some unfinished business, right? Could be a past lover. But I don't typically like to go too much into those types of readings because I'm more about helping the collective move forward than I am about going backwards. You know, I like to help people process things, but you know, that's kind of what I do, is like try to help empower people to move forward, to be their most authentic self, you know, to love themselves. And that's something that I have found works for me, and for the most part people seem to enjoy. And so anyway, I hope that this reading helps somebody, and I will see you next time. Bye for now.